Girl Boss Cup. Hello, y'all. It's me, your girl, Kira Deevah. You know I'm going live again, y'all. I know y'all like this girl. Okay? I got a special, iconic interview coming up. Okay, her name is Phaedra Butler. She'll be joining my live around 7 o'clock or so. So I'm just warming up, okay, until she gets here. I love this song. What's up, Brian Hart? I see you. I love the support always showing in. OG. Okay. Oh, wait, I think I see. Okay. See her, she joins in. Let me pause this. Because I think I see Phaedra. On your screen. Did she join, guys? Let me pause this. Let me see. Because I'm trying. It doesn't say I have a request. I'm going to have to request her. But yeah, you guys. What's up, Brian Hart? Phaedra Butler, you guys. That song was called Feelings. It's featuring Crazy Bone. And I love this song. I love. Okay, she'll be joining, so I'm just trying to see what happened. She was trying to join in. Okay, but yeah, it's the iconic interview. I can't wait. I can't wait. Ryan Hart. I'm trying to see what's going on with my I'm trying to see what's going on in my live. She was trying to join in. Okay. I added her, you guys. Okay, so it looks like I can't play the music. Instagram is like giving me a hard time with the music. So I think that's what it is. Okay. We're gonna try this again. We're gonna try this again. Okay. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I accepted her. Like, what is happening? I'm joining in. I really appreciate you. I'm trying to request Phaedra. She'll be joining us for an interview, but I don't know. Instagram is like giving me terrible issues. But how are you guys? How are you? Thank you all for tuning in. I can't even like play too much music. They start flagging me. Yeah. Tonight, after I finish this interview with Phaedra, I'm going to a comedy show in uh Irvington, New Jersey's Brazil. My artist will be performing. So I'm super excited about that. Yesterday I was at a press conference, a Bird Gang press conference. Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing. Shout out to Phaedra. I cannot wait for her to join in, you guys. And I'm like not sure why. Why? Let me see. I'm not sure why. But yeah, she's like She's an icon. Okay, you guys. She's an icon. And it's an honor for me, for her to choose me. I'm still trying to add her. It's so weird. Let me. You hear me? You hear me? But can you guys can you see me? Like, do you guys am I doing something wrong? I sent her a request to join, and then she sent me a request, and I tried to accept it like 1,000 times. So let's see. Yes, but can you like we hear and see you? Yes, I understand that, but what my issue is, I need you to join this live, Phaedra. And it keeps giving me says you're unable to join. Is there a I'm not sure. I sent you a request, and you were trying to, and I think I just sent you another invite. And I appreciate you, Classic Golden, for letting me know. Hi, you made it. How
It,
are
it,
you?
it popped up finally. I was like, what the heck? How
But
are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I just want to say, I appreciate you for taking your time to actually speak with me. I appreciate that. And
Oh, thank you.
it's I love to uplift and beautiful women and strong women. So I see that in you. So
Thank
I want to dive deep to for those who don't know, your name is Phaedra Butler, correct? I don't know if I'm saying it correct.
Yep, that's correct. Yeah,
And you're from Boston, Massachusetts, right?
I am.
So how was it growing up in Boston? 'Cause, being biracial.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
how was it growing up in Boston?
It was, to be honest with you, so I don't know if you're familiar with the city of Cambridge. I was born
Okay.
and raised in Cambridge, which is the only thing that separates Cambridge and Boston is a small bridge.
Okay.
And Cambridge is where Harvard University is, MIT, we're known as a college town. So I grew up in Cambridge initially,
Okay.
as a child, and it's one of the most diverse, multicultural cities you could ever grow up in.
Okay.
So what was not normal to others was normal to me because most of us in Cambridge have white mother, black father, or black mother, white father, or mixed
Hmm.
Asian, mixed Spanish. It was a very diverse city since I was a kid. Now, when you came over the bridge in Boston, it was a lot different. So I feel like the world caught up to what I was used to.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Now, were you raised by your grandmother or?
Yeah, I was raised by my cousin's grandmother when my parents split when I was young. I would see my father on a certain weekend and then see my mother, and that's how it went. And then the woman who raised me, we called her Aunt Winnie, she basically put me in the church, and that's how I really started singing. Was I was probably the youngest member in the church choir. I went to Sunday school, church, and then sometimes church at night.
Oh wow, I did that too. It was fun.
Girl,
I feel like
she
you
was
took
trying
out.
to keep me off them streets. That's what
Yeah,
that was.
and that works. So what was like the moment you realized like you were no longer surviving, but like actually building strategically?
I would say in the eighth grade, first of all, no one in my family sings, so it's nothing but a God-given talent. When I started performing, let's say for my high school and my school talent shows,
Mm-hmm.
I knew that there was something there, and I was always the clown, and I always wanted to perform for anyone. I was charging my father's friends money and for a talent show in the basement and making them pay to come see me perform. That's how much I wanted to be in front of an audience. But um, I think going right into high school and coming out of high school, I always knew that I was getting my hustle on, and that's what I wanted to do.
And you're doing it. I've seen you've been doing it since then.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, you performed in South Africa. alongside Nelson Mandela
Hmm.
and the South African president. Let's talk about that experience. That's iconic.
Yes. So at the time, so I went over there with Najee, who's a
Okay.
famous, iconic saxophone player. He played with Prince. He played with everyone. He approached me in my hometown. Ironically, I was the one that sang at the weddings, the funerals, the political events. He approached me at an event, and he said, "Listen, I've been watching you grow up, and you're amazing. Blah 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 blah. I have a new album out. I'm going on tour. I would love to bring you, and we're going to South Africa." He didn't tell me what it was for until I accepted the job. So I said, Najee, I'm not really a jazz singer, quote unquote. He said, I do modern contemporary jazz. It's not the traditional standard. And the project that I have out, trust me, you can handle it. So I listened to it and I said, oh, yeah, easy peasy. I can do it. So I went on the road with him for quite a while. And one of the venues just happened to be going to South Africa, which was Johannesburg and Durban. And the crazy thing was, the headliners were Stevie Wonder, Shaka Khan, um, Kenny Lattimore, Drew Hill, and Najee.
Okay.
And so that's how I got the opportunity to perform for him. And another thing that I always remember about back then was the group Mary Mary.
I
It
love
was
that.
they were singing background for Kenny Lattimore. This is before they became Mary Mary, because as soon as the tour ended, I remember turning on the radio and watching BET, and it seems like their record dropped right after that tour had ended. And I was like, oh my God, I had no idea that they were a group that was about to drop records. So every time I see them, it's a proud moment because I say to myself, oh my God, I remember when they first started. But that's how I got the opportunity, was with Najee.
That's amazing.
Thank
Um,
you.
Now you were in a group called Lady Soul. Is that
That was,
correct?
that's another part of my story. So, how did Lady Soul?
I know it was the sister
Sister
act.
Act. Yep, Sister Act. So what happened when that came about? There was a gentleman named Maurice Starr who discovered New Edition and New Kids on the Block, and he was the go-to guy, especially in Boston. Um, we didn't really have any superstars in terms of black females since Donna Summers, to be honest with you, and still to this day. It's mostly boy bands, which is New Kids and New Edition, or rock groups. And I was doing all the talent shows. Maurice Starr brought me in the studio. I sang a duet with New Kids on the Block on their first album. And he just had me singing background on all his projects. Long story short, 9.9 was a girl group that was discovered by Richard Dimples Fields. And they're amazing. I learned a lot of my chops from working with Margot Thunder and the rest of the girls. They had a record on an RCA record called All of Me for All of You. After time went on, one of the group members left the group. So I took her place. Maurice Starr signed us, changed the name from 9.9 to Lady Soul, and signed us to Hollywood Records. And so we had a single called If My Sister's in Trouble, which was in the Sister Act movie, part one.
Wow.
And we got a gold record from that. So that was good for me.
Oh, wow, that's amazing. Yes. Woo. And you
Mhm.
did a hair show. Was it a hair show soundtrack
Uh,
for the movie Hair Show?
oh yeah, at one point when I moved to Los Angeles for some time, um, there was a gentleman by the name of Jeff Clanagan who ran a company called Code Black. Anytime you turned on BET and you seen all the comedy shows and any black movies, that was usually done by Code Black. And he was working on a movie called Hair Show with Monique at the time. That was one of her first movies. Taraji Henson. That's when they were all starting out. And I had a couple of placements in the movie Hair Show when that first came out.
Look at you. I feel like your resume speak for itself. But how do you protect your identity in rooms where people only see your resume?
Um, I just think it's how I move. I move with humility. I'm very observant, and I love to learn and make connections with people, and do it in a subtle way because everyone's looking for opportunities, and I never want anyone to think I'm taking anything anyone for granted, but I try to be respectful and try to see if there's an opportunity for me to work with someone. That's how I've maintained um, the longevity that I've been able to do. And I just wanted to learn everything I needed to learn performing live. I wanted to learn how to write and produce and all those things. And now that I have enough snaps, as they say, under my belt, now I'm ready to come to the forefront and release original content and just let people come out and experience Phaedra, because that's what I love to do is perform live.
You have a beautiful voice.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
love it. It's so subtle. This the song "Feelings" with Crazy Bone is amazing.
Thank you.
Um, how did that collaboration come about?
So when I lived in Los Angeles, I was working with a production company called 55 Entertainment, which was spearheaded by Willie McGinnis, who happened to play for the New England Patriots.
Okay.
His partner was someone that I grew up with. They said I was on tour with someone, and he said, "Come to LA, just come see what it's like." I always wanted to go to LA, so I said, "Oh, this would be a great opportunity." So I went out for 2 weeks, and I ended up loving it. Long story short, the gentleman, Willie McGinnis's partner, was responsible for putting the group Bone Thugs and Harmony back together in terms of getting them a record deal with Warner Brothers. So I was lucky to be in all those recording sessions with the group, and I would hear records or tracks being played, and I would say, "Hey, Craig, what do you think of this?" And so I would be writing hooks, constantly, just writing hooks, just writing hooks. And he was like, "Yo, your pen is dope." He said, "How would you like to use my studio? I have a recording studio in Anaheim. When I'm done recording at night, you can come in. They might be crazy hours, but you can have the studio for free." And I was like, "Bet." So I would write hooks, leave the CD on top of the SSL board. He'd come in the next day, listen to all the hooks that I cut, and he would pick something that he liked and he would cut them. So I started building a relationship with Cray, and a lot of people don't know, but I sang on a record called See Me Shine with Bone Thugs and Harmony featuring Life Jennings and myself. And I came up with the concept to write a record about Eazy-E. So I did a tribute song to Eazy-E. I'm singing on that hook as well as another gentleman. Um, and I just, silently worked behind the scenes. And when Crazy Bone did a solo project called Chasing the Devil, he sent me a couple of things, and I did my Bone Thugs thing that I know Cray likes, because he knows. One thing about me and Cray, we have great music chemistry, because I know what he loves, and he knows that if I call him to be on something, it's something special. And so I just did what I normally do, and I called Cray. I said, "Cray, I have this record called Failings. I need you on it. I think you're going to love it." He heard it, and within 2 weeks, maybe a week, he sent it back, and it was what you hear today.
That's a hit.
Thank
That's
you.
a hit. Um, that what's a business lesson that you've learned the hard way that a mentor couldn't teach you,
A business lesson.
or a
You
mentor
don't
couldn't
you
prepare
don't always get what you deserve. You get what you negotiate.
you?
It's not always what you deserve. Um, I've learned, hmm, go with your gut
Mm-hmm.
in some aspects. Um, and just how important it is to be humble, and just having that spirit, a good spirit, has taken me a long way.
Amen to that. That takes that definitely takes you a long way. But how do you negotiate without losing softness? Because sometimes you got to be a little stern with people.
Yeah, you do. There's room to wiggle room to make things work. It's all on how bad you want it. It's on how bad maybe the person respects what you do, your craft. And sometimes it doesn't work out that way, and that's fine too. But I'm just a firm believer that what's for you is for you. Um, Faith without works is dead, but you still have to put in the work. And I've just always been grateful for any opportunity, whether it's big or small, um, and just made the best of whatever situation was put in front of me, really.
What is one industry myth you wish women would stop believing?
What is that again? One industry?
myth that you believe that you feel like women should stop believing?
Um, Believe more of what you see and not what you hear.
Or what you see?
Hmm. For yourself
Right.
than what you hear. Because everyone's experience with someone is different than the next. And not everyone has your best interest all the time, like you think.
That's a fact.
Hmm.
That's that's a fact.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. Sometimes, you want to be loyal. I'm someone who's been very loyal my whole life, even in working with people. But not everyone has the same heart and mindset as you do. But don't let that change who you are. You know what I mean? Because you can't take everyone along the ride, and whatever your path is, you can't bring everyone along with you.
Do you believe women in the public eye are allowed to evolve? Because when we,
It's in how real you really want to be, how transparent you want to be. Because I hear stories, like we know different stories of how people made it, and we hear the fluff and all that.
yeah,
But I know there's a lot when women tell their stories of how they made it. It's not all that pretty and as beautiful as they make it. You know what I mean? Like, but there are certain people in certain positions of power that you have to be careful that not to speak on, because they could block you in certain
that's true.
areas, in spaces that might prevent you from advancing, so to say.
That's a good point.
Mhm.
That's a good point.
It's true, though. Very true.
If the culture could hear one truth from you without interruption, what would it be?
Um,
Besides what you just said, because that was a good one.
yeah, just be true to who you are. Don't necessarily follow a trend. You know what I mean? Because we can tell when something's real a lot of times, and when they're trying to like fit in to the now. It's okay to be different, because to me there's room for everyone. There's an audience for everyone, and you can't please everyone. You know what I mean? Everyone finds their niche or who their audience is, and that's fine. Because I some people to me are great singers, some people are great entertainers. um Everyone has what their gift is. You know what I mean? You have to be able to see that. And you might not make it filling arenas, but your space could be a smaller venue or a cult following. Like, you just have to roll with who you really are and live that, and not be fearful in being your authentic self as an artist.
Now, someone would say, "How do I separate performance from authenticity
Wait, the
in this?"
connection was a little funny. Say that one more time.
I'm sorry. Now, okay, I said, So, what if someone asks you, "How do I separate authenticity in this navigating in this industry? How do I separate it?" What would you say to them?
Um, Really, it's knowing who you are as an artist. Like, for instance, there's certain songs and music that I like. Let's say if I'm performing live and I'm doing some covers, I might like a certain song, but you have to know if your voice can carry that. Like, is that right for you to sing? Same way when you're picking songs, like, it's how do you dress? What is your lane? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you sing R&B? Do you sing hip hop? Is it adult contemporary? Everything about you, whether it's image and even music, you have to go with what's really you, because people can read that. I know I can read it. If I go see someone perform, I can tell, if that's authentically who they are, honestly. Or if someone can sing within the first few seconds, the moment they open their mouth. And then I know that comes with experience. And sometimes when you're young, you're still trying to figure out who you are. But everyone.
I couldn't hear the last part. What was the last part you said?
I was saying it's very different for everyone.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
true. That's true.
It's
So
different for
I'm
everyone.
going to give you two options, and you're going to just pick one, and then
Okay.
try to explain why.
Okay.
So, soft life or structured empire? I
Um,
know it's so hard. I get stuck on this one too.
I say soft. You said soft life, and what's the other one?
Structured empire.
Structure and empire. I'm gonna go with soft life.
No, we all want it.
I could be content and happy in that lane.
That's that's good.
You can't take an empire with you at the end of the day when we all close our eyes. So I don't want to kill myself to also to get where I want to go because at the end of the day I know what it is. It's a business.
That's a great point as women.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
All right, here's another one. Silence or strategy?
Silence. Move in silence. Let the
Yeah,
work let the work speak for itself. You don't and sometimes when you open your mouth and tell people your moves and what you're doing, blocking takes place. So it's best to just navigate and move and let what's going to unfold and catch them off guard.
all right. Love or leverage?
Love.
Yeah, love always wins.
Hmm. Hmm. Who doesn't want love? God
There
knows
is
it's taken me a long time to navigate in that area.
some people don't want it. It's not a priority for them. Um,
At the end of the day, though, we all need it and we all do want it, even if we say we don't.
exactly. Um, control or
It in what though?
um in a relationship
Control or surrender?
with your partner. It's so
I don't really want to control anyone or be controlled. I was in kind of a controlled situation. Um, I think you can surrender, but to a certain degree. But a woman knows if you can trust this person completely, then you don't have, and you
mhm.
know they respect you. There's no issue in surrendering to someone that you know has your best interest at heart and who's going to guard and protect your heart. Now, if we're with someone that we know we got to be a little tough and a little hard to get our point across, and that's just what it is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's a good one. I got a question for that one. I got a question for them. This is my last one. This is my
Okay.
last one. As far as therapy or prayer?
Prayer.
Mm. What type of prayer?
Um, I'm a spiritual person. I believe faith is important. You know, that's where I lean towards for any guidance or any decisions that I make. Without prayer, to me, you have nothing without putting God first.
That's true. That's true.
And I've been in therapy, so at the end of the day, in therapy, you really answer your own questions.
They just listen
Hmm.
and they repeat back what you said and make you
Yeah.
think.
I mean, my girlfriends have been my therapy, so that's been good too. Until you really do need therapy, but yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's true. What
Mhm.
does emotional security mean to a powerful woman?
Emotional security. Um, it depends if you're a real strong woman. I mean, I think everyone needs that. I don't care how strong you are. There's always a moment that you're not. Everyone needs some kind of security emotionally at some point in their life. You can't handle everything on your own. I don't care how strong you are. Um, Emotional security is important in your, at least in your partner, having the right partner for sure.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a relationship, what boundary did you set that changed your life, or in life general?
Um, well, I left a relationship that was a
I can't hear. I can't. I can hear you now.
okay.
I didn't hear. All right.
Um, I made a mistake in the past with my
Mm-hmm.
long-term relationship that I walked away from. Sometimes you can give someone too much rope. You know, I don't like to micromanage a relationship. You know, I want you to be who you are. Um, I feel like I should have set more boundaries and not allowed a lot of the things that happened to me happen. I blamed, some of that is definitely my fault, and I should have set more boundaries. And that's something that I learned the hard way.
Definitely are.
It's really important to have boundaries. Yeah.
And that has to be taught at a young age, I think. I felt.
Yes, because it's a loss of respect. And I think because my mother wasn't around a lot being a young girl, I had to figure out a lot on my
On
own.
your own.
And
Yeah.
so I learned that late in life and learned that through my whatever my experiences were. But I had to lean on a lot of um, older women or women. They say blood isn't always family. So I had to lean on women that I loved and respected to get that information to be taught because I just didn't grow up in a home where it was so structured with the mom and the father and my mother being there. I was mostly raised by my father and my father's side of the family, not my mom's side, because there was a lot of racial tension on my mother's side.
I resonate so much with that because I myself, like my mother was around, but I had to really like raise myself, and I had to grow up learning from other women how to be a woman.
Hmm.
And I had went through so many adversities with men in regards of having boundaries. I didn't understand. I thought love meant going through the fire with them. And
Hmm.
I guess it took me it took me to call the police to actually make it make sense.
Yeah.
But I did understand that as a young age, I should have learned that from having. I didn't have that home structure, so I definitely
Yeah.
understand that.
Yeah. And so, and some people don't understand that. Like when you don't come from a structured family life, like you're just learning along the way. You know what I mean? You don't have an example you didn't have an example to show you the do's and the don'ts and how to navigate through life. So I had a lot of bumpy roads in that area because I did not have that mother figure in my home. Yeah. Hmm.
When you look at who you were 10 years ago versus the woman you are now, what version of you are you most proud of?
Now,
Yes,
now, and there's still a lot more for me to learn and be better at. But I'm very proud of my accomplishments, my story, and it's funny when I look back now when you're like, God, why this and why that? I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be at this moment, and I realize things happen the way they did for a reason. Yeah.
that's good that you are aware of that.
Hmm.
But what is like the most, I guess, the most misunderstood? What story do people misunderstand of you the most? Basically, who get they don't get it.
I don't. I think some people might think I have a wallop or I'm not approachable until they're around me. I'm the most, I'm the one of the funniest people. I don't take things so serious. Like I love to have fun. I love friendship and sisterhood, and I'm very easy to get along with. You know what I mean? But I also can pick up and read when there's jealousy or when there's something tension. Like it doesn't have to be that way. Like I'm just like you.
Okay,
I'm
I
just
know.
any other woman. You know what I mean? I'm not a threat. I'm just a good person. I think when you're a good person, you recognize that in other people. I don't have any hidden agendas or anything like that. Like you get what you see, but you also get what you give with me too.
I know that's right. Okay.
Because
Don't play.
I am a Scorpio, no, so let me stop.
No, that makes a lot of.
Yeah, I know.
Do you believe women can have it all?
Yes. If you don't settle for less, I think you can have it close to all. You know, if you want to say 100%, you can at least go for that
Hmm.
98, 99%. Mm-hmm.
No redefining the saying, just
No, it's all in what you're willing. It might take longer. It's what you're willing to work for. You know what I mean? You know, I remember people used to say to me, "Oh, you know, you can't have the white picket fence, and you know, the kind of relationship you want isn't real, and this, and that." That's a lie. You just have to be more patient. But see, then I also realized because of the circles that I was in, I wasn't allowing myself to be in certain spaces and places to find the kind of relationship that I wanted.
that's important.
And women know, like when you're in a situation, you know, like for instance, you know when someone's marriage material, when someone's just not, you know, when some guys just aren't, they're just not the settling down type, or someone you'd want
Right.
to be the father of your child, or like you know, even though you love and you don't want to feel like a failure and give up on that relationship that you put in, deep inside you know whether that's a healthy, good relationship for you or not at the end of the day.
Yeah. How has love shaped you? Your leadership.
A lot. I think finding self-love for me was the most important. You have to love yourself first because the person that you're with, it's a reflection, you know, and self-love is so important because if you don't love yourself and you allow people to cross lines and disrespect and do certain things to you, like you're partly to blame for that too. You have to be able to know to say, no, that's not going to work for me. And I'm not going to accept that.
I agree. I agree. No. Yeah. How do
Yeah.
you handle being judged by people?
Um, it's funny, you know how like when you're younger you say, I would never do this and I would never do that. That's crazy. You know, you're judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
I learned not to be judgmental, um, and judge people, period, because a lot of things I said that would never happen or I wouldn't do, like some of them have happened, you know. Also, who am I to judge? You know, say anyone has a different path. And you don't know. Sometimes behind a smiling face could be the most sad person you've ever met. You don't know what people are going through. And I've learned that with wisdom as a woman.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mhm.
Wisdom, wisdom. What does legacy mean to you in this current age of social media?
It means a lot in the sense that, you know, there's a blizzard of brands. There's so many people that are singing and doing all these different things, right? So in my little
Mhm.
small space in my hometown,
Mhm.
legacy is important to me in that aspect, in terms of what I've accomplished or what I've done. I just want to be a role model in the sense, because no one's perfect. I don't want to be a role model where you want to look up to everything that I've done because I haven't always made the best decisions at times.
Mhm.
But I just hope to be an inspiration to people to know that sometimes when you've accomplished things that you think are small or meaningless, as time goes on and you're building on your success, you realize when you look back that all those little things shaped you and molded you into the person that you are. And so those little things are important or were important. So just, you know, to never give up, because a lot of people that I came up in the music business with, they gave up a long time ago. I just kept going.
That
I'm an example of, you know, why give up? Like if music's truly a passion, that's what you want to do. You find spaces and areas where you can still do music, no matter what level it is.
that is absolutely true because you are a music supervisor. Right.
I've
Or
had
let
some,
me explain. And I was like, okay.
I've had some contributions in terms of what I think is good musically. I think I have a pretty good ear.
Yeah.
um doing it for a while, like, and I try to stay on top of the new sounds and the new wave and the culture, and I can still separate that from an adult demographic, so to say.
Mhm.
But yeah, I have become quite, in my opinion, a pretty good writer and producer. I go in, you give me a music track, I could go in and turn that blank white sheet canvas into a record. I do all the lyric and melodies, I'll do the backgrounds, the ad libs, everything,
Well,
harmonies. I can do it all.
that's impressive.
Well,
And I think that's
I'm
what it
trying,
takes
but
in this. You gotta
I'm
be able
proud
to
of it. I'm definitely proud of that. Yeah.
you gotta be able to do it all. That's how I feel. And you went on a world tour with Shaka Khan? Was it?
That no, that was the Najee
Oh,
tour.
not
Right.
G.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I did tour with when Joe McIntyre, who was the younger lead in New Kids on the Block, when he left to do his solo project. I toured with him for about a year. Um, so that I did do. hmm
How was touring leaving your family? Was it?
It was fun, but you realize it's not everything that it's cracked up to be. First of all, singing background is different because you don't have all the stresses as the lead person. But when I was in the girl group, one of the best tours we did was a USO tour
Hmm.
for the troops, and I loved that because we actually went on the road with, remember the group EU that did Doing the Butt with the Spike Lee
I could
movie?
do it.
So we toured with them on the USO tour, and that was probably one of the most amazing experiences that I've had. But it's been a blessing that I've been able to travel and see this world based off of my gift of singing. So I've been very fortunate to travel just because I can sing, where a lot of people, I know people that never really left my home, like the city of Cambridge, where I'm from. They just know that small world and that's it. There's so much to see and experience in life and in this world. So, yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of places I haven't gone yet to this day, but um, it's been touring was nice. Now I have to tour with a purpose. So I would love to go on the road um, promoting my project, my
I
full
know
body
this.
of work. That I would enjoy because I look forward to gaining new fans and meeting people that don't know me and don't know of me.
They know now. You know what? They're gonna know.
We're
I'm sure.
trying. We're trying.
Listen, listen. You are amazing. Thank you so much for your time. You
Thank
know,
you. Thank you for
I
having me. I've been following you and watching you, and I just want to say thank you for having me and giving me your platform to just, share my story and supporting
yes,
the record. That means a lot to me. So I'm very proud of the record. It was
yes.
more just put out for a vibe, and people just love it. So I'm
Oh,
pleasantly surprised.
listen, I love that song.
Thank-
Feelings,
yes, thank you.
Crazy Bone. I love it.
Mhm.
Okay. So again, thank you so much. We will talk. I apologize for yesterday. I really do.
Oh,
And
don't worry about it.
okay.
Not a problem. I'm glad that we were able to make it happen today, though.
And I'm always going to support you. Like seriously.
I
Seriously.
appreciate that so much. Thanks, sis. All
Thank you. And take
right.
care.
All right. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye everybody. Make sure you follow her, okay?
Yes,
She's
the
a
real
queen,
Phaedra. The real
the
Phaedra.
real Phaedra, okay? And support. Because I love it, okay? And
Thank
this
you.
song is listen, we could close it out with this. Let's close it
Okay. That sounds good to me.
out. Okay? Because it's just a vibe.
Yeah, that's all it is. Just a vibe.
Love it. I can hear this, you know, on a beginning of a sitcom, like
I'm all for it. I'm for it all. A movie placement would be wonderful.
yes, sitcoms, yeah, all that. I hope they don't cut me off because Instagram cuts me off when I play music.
Oh, it's
Thank
okay.
you. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye bye.